So you've got exams coming up or some sort of test, and as usual, tensions, anxieties, worries are starting to get the better of you. Well, in this hypnotherapy track for exam nerves, we will aim to prepare you by easing the mind, reducing the anxiety so that you can become as confident as possible in the exam room and give yourself the best chance at completing it calmly in the intellectual areas of the brain where we function at our best. If you've not used a hypnotherapy track before, it's really easy. Either sit or lay comfortably for this time. You can set yourself an alarm if you want to use this in the daytime, or just put it on before you go to sleep at night. Hypnosis works even while you're sleeping, so don't worry if you fall asleep. Even in the first few minutes, it really doesn't matter. Make sure to use this track once every single day or putting it on every single night before you go to sleep so that you can really start to reduce that anxiety in the days and weeks coming up to your exams. Now that you're ready, settling down for this time, and you've made yourself comfortable, and there's nothing whatsoever for you to do except to relax, I want you to start by bringing your attention to the top of your head. Lots of people do not realize that tension will often build in the tiny muscles of the scalp. So gently bringing your focus to these muscles now, and if you can, just allowing them to let go and relax. Down onto the forehead now, into the muscles of the face, allowing the eyes and the eyelids to relax now too. The cheeks, the mouth, the jaw muscles relaxing. Allowing that wonderful feeling to sweep over your face as you feel the skin settling and smoothing out. It may mean to you that your mouth is open slightly, but whatever is most comfortable for you is just fine. Allow it to happen itself, if that's the most comfortable way to be. Unclenching the teeth now, relaxing the tongue, because the more you can allow your body to physically relax, then the easier it is for your mind to relax as well. Down the neck now and into the shoulders. Feeling the shoulders dropping as they become loose now, and following that feeling into the tops of the arms now. The triceps and the biceps, into the elbows now as the tension drains away, through the forearms, down into the wrists, and then down into the hands now. That relaxing feeling resting in your palms as it sinks into each individual finger. First into the little fingers, then the ring fingers next, the middle fingers now, over into the index fingers, and finally your thumbs, as you feel the whole of your hands become completely relaxed now and calm. Bringing your attention to your breathing now. Notice how slow and steady your breathing is becoming now, as you become calmer and calmer, more and more relaxed. And now thinking on down through your back muscles now. The muscles of the shoulder blades, the back muscles now, the two long muscles that travel down either side of the spine, down into the lower back muscles, and around into the stomach muscles too. Appreciating that comfortable feeling as the muscles settle and become calm. then around your waist and down into the main thigh muscles. Downwards still to the knees, into the shins now, the calves too. Relaxing the muscles, enjoying that feeling as you continue down to the ankles, then the feet, and all the way down now to the very tips of your toes, as your entire body becomes peaceful, allowing you to settle down, making yourself as comfortable as can be, prepared now for this time that you have dedicated to yourself and to your well-being, and learning to deal so much better with your anxieties and worries. Now, you already know that worrying about something does not fix it. We could dedicate 12 hours a day to worrying if we really wanted to, and it'll never make even the slightest bit of difference to your success in the exam room. So why is it that we do this? Why is it that even though we know that stressing over things, filling our minds with worries, not only doesn't help us, but actually harms us by raising our stress levels, and yet we do it anyway? Well, the fact that you're worrying about these things just proves to yourself that this is important to you. Thinking negatively and worrying is a natural part of life. It's actually a defense mechanism known as anxiety. Anxiety has been passed down through many generations over thousands of years, and is very much now an automatic response that the subconscious areas of our brain use all the time. Without even trying, we find ourselves worrying about the present, worrying about the future, and also worrying about the past as well. Negative events and disasters from our past. Now, imagine for a moment that you are living in the jungle. In the jungle, there is danger around every corner. Things that want to bite us, eat us, poison us, fruits and berries that might be dangerous to eat, water that could be unsafe for drinking, danger lurking in the bushes and in the long grass. The list goes on and on. Now, in this environment, it's easy to see how worrying is a part of everyday life, and how this is not only beneficial but essential for keeping us safe and ultimately alive. Always thinking ahead, risk assessing every scenario, thinking about what might go wrong in the future, what dangers might be lurking around each corner. Worrying in the present as well. Is this bit of fruit safe to eat? Is this berry edible or poisonous? Oh, what was that rustling over in the bushes over there? Is that a snake? Is that a tiger? And also worrying over the past, reliving old negative events and disasters. Remember that bit of fruit you ate back then that made you sick? Remember that time that the snake bit you because you weren't watching where you were walking? Being reminded of these things throughout the day ensures that you don't ever forget, so that you can avoid those same mistakes in the future. In the past, those that did not worry, that were careless and without caution, would have probably soon been lost to natural selection, and so the response of anxiety was passed down through the survivors, through the wise and the vigilant. These people we speak of are, of course, our ancestors. But how do these once essential responses translate to today's world, to our modern day problems. These incredible responses, which are part of our subconscious, working on our behalf to keep us safe from danger, how do they work in today's times? Well, anxiety certainly has its place in our world. Being able to risk assess and be vigilant is without a doubt still very useful today. But as with most of these primitive responses, more often than not, anxiety is being used where it really isn't needed. Worrying about things that aren't a danger to us, that we have no control over, or things that are probably never going to happen anyway. Regardless, the brain still worries, and this can cause us all sorts of stress. Stress that can then leave us panicking, anxious, agitated, upset, energyless, unfocused, and damages our motivation and productivity levels too. So now that you understand this process, now that you know this, the subconscious mind can also start to understand how anxiety works. We can now start to move forward and begin to really cope so much better with anxiety. Coping so much better with the worries, with the stress, realizing that there is no need to worry, either about anything that has happened in the past, or maybe more importantly, what may happen in the future. And in this way, you can completely relax. As we move forward here and start to untie all the negative clutter in the mind that starts to appear when we're thinking about our exams or our tests, and the results and scores that we get. With each breath now, you can imagine that when you breathe in confidence, calmness, positivity, filling the body. And with every breath out, you let go of anxiety, let go of stresses and worries. And just imagine that as you breathe them out, that they drift far, far away from you, making you feel more and more comfortable with each and every breath that you take. And now that you're resting, here in this calm and comfortable way, with nothing whatsoever for you to do except to relax, I'd like to now tell you a story. Now, I wonder if you've ever had a dream like this. It's a summer's day, but a woman is indoors, standing on the stage of a big theatre, with a microphone in front of her. The audience is full of people interviewing her. Her mind is crammed with thoughts as she tries to answer all their questions, referring to the past, pondering on the future. She tries to satisfy everyone. The interview has been going on for hours, and she is very tired. And then from the back of the stage, a giant balloon starts to fill with air. She notices it growing out of the corner of her eye. Slowly, all the people disappear under the large, red, shiny balloon. And then it starts to cover the stage as well. Eventually, she has to move to the back of the stage because there is no room left. Her interview is over and she worries that she is now trapped, with no freedom left to move at all. And she is immobile, terrified that she may soon no longer be able to breathe. She frantically considers her options. She decides to close her eyes and take slow, deep breaths. She forgets about her thoughts of the past and future. Instead, she focuses on the present, and she realizes that she has power in the present moment. She has the power to affect that large red balloon. And the more she relaxes, the more she realizes that she can control the balloon with the power of her thoughts and mind. As she imagines it shrinking, so it shrinks. She realizes that if she decides to burst it with a pin, she can. And this strength causes the balloon to deflate and retreat back over the audience. And as she moves to the front of the stage, she realizes that she is changed, and the interviewers no longer seem to have the same need to question her as they once had. Her performance is over and they are satisfied. The woman gets down off the stage and she follows the audience out of the theatre. And there, by the door, is that balloon, now the size it should be on a long, smooth ribbon, waiting for her. She has the choice to do with it as she pleases. So she takes the ribbon in her hand, the balloon bobs next to her cheerfully, and she walks outside into the world on that bright summer's day. And now we can start to change these thoughts, changing these negative thought patterns to the positive aspects, rewiring the brain so that we can really start to take control of ourselves and our emotions. I want you to bring to mind an image of yourself now. An image of you when you are as calm as you can be. Happy, positive. Perhaps an image of you when you're laid in bed, ready to go to sleep, laid on a nice sunny beach somewhere, or in the garden on a nice sunny day. The very calmest version of yourself, your very best self, your true self. Perhaps if there's somebody you know who just seems to radiate confidence and calmness, always so collected and in control. Maybe just imagine a version of yourself that is more like this person, and seeing yourself going around your daily business. Think about what are you doing differently in this image that tells you that you are so much more confident, so much calmer now. Is it in the way that you act, the way that you talk? Perhaps it's in the way that you think and approach stressful situations. And you just smile thinking about this pleasant image, thinking about how nice it feels to be so confident, and how important it is for you to be able to be so calm in any situation. Now this person you're imagining, how does this super confident and collected version of yourself deal with the nerves connected to the exams? The exam results, the test scores. Perhaps instead of worrying about perhaps panicking in the exam room, instead you're so confident that it really doesn't bother you at all, doesn't bother you in the slightest, to the point that actually you are even looking forward to the exam, knowing that you can and will complete the exam to the very best of your ability, and nobody can ask any more than that. And now you see yourself, this version of you, so happy, sat now with the exam paper, in the exam room, that test in front of you. There's a real calm and comfortable look on your face. Somebody is sat near you, a friend of yours perhaps, who is looking quite nervous. They look over to you and notice how relaxed you are. You turn to look at them as well, and immediately notice that they're looking really stressed. And you just smile and silently whisper to them the words, "Don't worry, you'll do great. You've got this." They pause for a moment and then smile back at you, taking a slow, deep breath. And with a short sigh of relief, they nod to you, and you can tell that now they feel so much calmer thanks to you. The examiner then tells you that you can begin, and you both start the exam with positive looks of confidence and determination on your faces. Taking a moment now to step back from this image. Why is this image such a positive one? What does it mean to you that you are able to feel so calm in an exam? And remembering how much better you function when you are calm. Able to think so much more clearly when you are calm. Remembering things far more easily when you are calm. Not wasting time stuck trying to remember the words you can't think of, or worrying about how other people are doing around you, or thinking, "Oh, is that answer good enough?" Or, "Will I finish on time?" All of these things just waste your precious thinking and writing time. They do not help in the slightest. Being calm is the best thing you can do to maximize your chances of completing that exam to the very best of your ability. And not worrying does not mean not caring. You know that this is important to you, and that's why you have decided that being calm is far more important than causing yourself unnecessary stress over this by worrying, and you will be just fine. Now gently bringing your attention back to that positive image, seeing yourself sat comfortably, calmly, confidently in the exam room, head down, answering the questions easily, confidently. Then you come to a question that actually you don't know the answer to, but because you're so comfortable, so relaxed, you simply move on from it now and calmly think to yourself, "I'll just come back to that one at the end, and hopefully by then I'll have remembered the answer or thought of something to put here." And you know that even if you really do not know the answer, then it really doesn't matter. Just carry on, keep doing the best that you can do, because if you stay nice and calm, you will do so much better when answering all of the other questions anyway. So it's pointless getting upset or panicky. Just taking a slow, steady breath, smiling, and moving on. Finally, after some time, the exam comes to an end. You put your pen down, and with a nice big smile on your face, you stand up from the desk and walk out of the exam room, knowing that you've done your very best. Your friends are all outside chatting about how the exam went, and you tell them how surprised you were that the exam was much easier than you thought it would be, and how you can't wait to get the results. And then I want you to see yourself at some time after the exam when finally you get your results. And as you open up the envelope and look at the scores, a huge smile is now on your face. You've done so much better than you thought you were going to do. All your friends are so impressed. When you go home and you tell your family about it, they're so happy for you as well, and so pleased for you. And you can keep that image just in the background of the mind now, to serve as that comfortable and relaxing force, driving you onwards to be so much calmer, so much more in control of your thoughts and your feelings, of your thoughts and your feelings. And in the coming days and weeks, you'll find it easier and easier to remain calm, coping so much better with stress, and really not worrying at all about the exams, but actually looking forward to it. Looking forward to doing your best, looking forward to getting your results, looking forward to putting it all behind you and moving on. As you go deeper now, each easy breath relaxing you and calming you, you can be aware of how comfortable and peaceful you are becoming as your body relaxes and your mind relaxes with it, filling you completely. I would like you to imagine that you are in a sailing boat, all alone, floating on a lake. All around are mountains, their steep sides covered with the forests of pine trees, their peaks capped with snow. You have sailed to the very centre of the lake, enjoying the fresh, clean air and the scent of the pine forests carried on the breeze that drives the boat forward, filling the sails at a gentle but exhilarating pace. The splash and the gurgle of the water as the boat cuts through the gentle swell. The creaking of the rigging and the crack of the sails as they fill with each gentle gust of air. You can be aware of how good you feel, alone with your own thoughts, alone with the sounds of nature all around. A calm, natural peace that knows no concerns or troubles, and nothing disturbs that peace. Nothing bothers you at all. Now the wind drops to almost nothing. The sails flap limply as they empty of the wind that drives the boat forward. The surface of the water becomes calm, still, flat as a mill pond. The surface ruffled only now and then by a gentle zephyr. You feel the sun warming your skin, comfortably warm, soothing and relaxing you. And the quiet surrounds you now, broken only by the gurgle of the water beneath the hull, the faint sounds of birdsong, the occasional splash as a fish rises to take an insect. Calm, peaceful tranquility surrounds you and envelops you. And you lie down on a soft cushion on the bottom of the boat, unconcerned at the lack of wind, knowing that the engine is there and in perfect working order when and if required. You look up at the crystal clarity of the blue sky. Small clouds, perfect and white, hang above and around the tops of the mountains, visible from where you are, so relaxed and comfortable. The still air carries the sounds of some fishermen casting their lines from the shore, and there the distant tone of a church bell calms you, relaxing you more and more with each note. High in the sky, a jet trail marks the progress of an airliner, etching its progress towards the far reaches of this wonderful world. And you relax even deeper, feeling within a calm, comfortable heaviness that is so pleasant and so very nice. The boat drifts, rising and falling with the almost non-existent swell. You are looking now at the very tip of the mast as it sways gently. It appears to touch the clear blue sky above. The air is so clean here, you can taste it and feel the calm tranquility. Absorb that gentle peace, and you drift too, with thoughts that are pleasant and calming. You breathe in peace and calm with every gentle breath, breathing out anxiety and stress. Here you have time to reflect on those things that have caused you stress. You have time now to assess carefully and with clarity never before available to you, the importance and the relevance of so many different things. You realize that you have fallen into a habit of reacting in a manner which has proved stressful for you. You have reacted to stress in the same way that the bull responds to the red flag or the matador's cape. You resolve now to ignore the red flags and to calmly reflect and decide on the most peaceful and effective way to live your life. Calmly, confidently, in control, knowing that you are in control of you and of your own life. Things that are stressful are so because we allow them to be. And you are now that person who is aware that you do have the choice. You choose to be calm and unaffected by the rush and the hurry, to make unhurried and calculated decisions that are the right ones for you and those who are important to you. You can be aware now of the peace, the calm, the confidence that fills you, expanding within you, and you enjoy the stillness, the warmth of the sun, the subtle sounds of nature all around, the sights and the scents that can allow you to be aware of the larger world, the depth of the water beneath you, the natural world at peace with itself, as all troubles and cares fade into unimportance, insignificance. You feel so much stronger now, aware that the strength comes from deep within you. It was there all the time, hidden for a while beneath turmoil and stress, but no longer shrouded by a veil of negativity and a lack of confidence. It shines through and you recognize the strength that is yours, and resolve now to use that which is yours to your highest benefit. As the boat drifts, you know that it can be so easy to allow the prevailing winds to take you wherever they will. But in your vessel, you have the power, when the winds blow, to tack and to steer, using the winds as you choose to guide which is the right way for you. And you have in reserve too, that engine, that power which can mean to you that you have complete choice in the way that you go. But it can be pleasant to drift, knowing that you can choose freedom, calm, confidence, and you will you not? If you ever feel burdened and stressed, you can choose to get into your boat and drift whenever you need to, whenever you want to, using the strength that is yours and so growing stronger with each day.